making your way to your seat, that would be awesome. We'll have time for the raffle tickets later also.
Does she have her things? Yeah.
I know, I am scared of people.
Maintaining our. See, I have it memorized, but when there's so many people, I'm like,
Stare straight at the wall. That's what I do
and then
sometimes.
say the completely wrong thing. They won't even know. So we went parents go from what is
The meeting room will come to order. We are now holding a meeting of the Western Christian FFA chapter. Madam Vice President, are all officers at their stations?
I shall call the roll of officers, determine if they are at their stations, and report back to you, Madam President. The Sentinel.
stationed by the door.
Your duties there.
Through this door pass many friends of the FFA. It is my duty to see that the door is open to our friends at all times and that they are welcome. I care for the meeting room and the paraphernalia. I strive to keep the room comfortable and assist the President in maintaining order.
The reporter.
Stationed by the flag.
Why by the flag?
As the flag covers the United States, so I strive to inform the people in order that every man, woman, and child may know that FFA is a national organization that reaches from the state of Maine to Hawaii and from the Virgin Islands to Alaska.
The treasurer.
Stationed at the emblem of Washington.
Your duties there.
I keep a record of receipts and disbursements just like George Washington kept his farm account, carefully and accurately. I strive to build financial standings through savings and investments and encourage members to join FFA, basically.
The secretary.
Stationed by the ear corn.
Your duties there.
I keep an accurate record of all meetings and correspond with other secretaries wherever corn is grown and FFA members meet.
The chaplain.
Stationed by the Bible.
Your duties there.
It is my duty to ensure that our membership may be mindful and in need for spiritual development. It is my responsibility to provide for a spiritual presence in the development of our chapter and foster positive moral participation in the activities of our chapter and lives of our members.
The advisor.
Here by the owl.
Why stationed by the owl?
The owl is a time-honored emblem of knowledge and wisdom. Being older than the rest of you, I am asked to advise as the need arises. I hope that my advice is always ripened with time and strengthened with wisdom. Madam Vice President, why do you keep a plow at your station?
The plow is a symbol of labor and tillage of the soil. Without labor, neither knowledge nor wisdom can accomplish much. My duties require me to assist at all times in directing the work of our organization. I preside over meetings in the absence of our presidents, whose place is beneath the rising sun.
Why is the President so stationed?
The rising sun is a token of new air in agriculture. If we follow the leadership of our president, we shall be led out of the darkness of selfishness and into the glorious sunlight of brotherhood and cooperation. Madam President, all officers are at their stations.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. The Secretary will call the roll of members.
There are 70 members and 200 guests present, Madam President.
Thank you. FFA members, why are we here? To practice brotherhood,
Honor agricultural opportunities and responsibilities, and develop those qualities of leadership which an FFA member should possess.
may we accomplish our purposes, I now declare this meeting of the Western Christian FFA chapter duly open for the transaction of business or attention to any matters which may be properly presented. Good evening, fellow members and guests. Welcome to the 6th Annual Western Christian FFA Banquet. We are so thankful for your presence tonight and hope that you enjoy the evening celebrating our 6th year of our agricultural program at Western Christian. We have so many things to be thankful for, and we are so especially thankful for each one of you here tonight. You have made a vital impact in helping create and grow our chapter here at Western Christian. As we get this evening started, let's take some time to thank our Lord and Father for his faithfulness in our lives.
Will you pray with me? Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this beautiful day that you have given us. Thank you for the ability that we're able to have this FFA banquet in person this year. Lord, I ask as we continue on throughout this banquet that it just may be a recognition of all the many blessings that you have given our FFA chapter throughout this year. I thank you for each and every person here, and I ask that as we go and we eat this food that it may bless our bodies, and all glory to you. In your name I pray, amen. At this time, we will dismiss you by table. For supper, we invite you at this time to also look at the items that would be raffled if you didn't get a chance yet. And then we also have some SAE projects that will be displayed as well, so make sure you check those out. Some of the members will be coming around your tables to collect the tickets and then also to dismiss your tables, so stay seated until one of the FFA members dismisses you.
sharing a little bit about our program, and we're going to start with career development events, or CDEs, which help FFA members develop the abilities to think critically, communicate clearly, and perform effectively in a competitive job market. There are 25 CDEs covering job skills in everything from communications to mechanics. This year, our chapter competed in 8 skill CDE areas, with more to come this spring and summer. Livestock judging, dairy judging, horse judging, vet science, meats evaluation, nursery landscape, ag mechanics, poultry judging, horticulture, farm business management, chapter quiz, and green hand quiz. So if you competed in livestock judging this past fall, please make your way to the stage. Due to the pandemic, all agricultural courses were able to make the virtual livestock judging competition offered in early fall. Some of our members took extra time outside of school to go to area practices to get actual hands-on practice with sheep, hogs, cattle, and goats. Congratulations to all of our livestock judging participants.
Okay, so following the district livestock judging event, a similar event was held for dairy judging, with Trent Dykstra, Emily Fetters, Vince Vanderkoy, Sawyer Roosevelt, Mitchell Fetters, Laramie Scroose, and Ashley Fetters please make their way to the stage at this time. While again we weren't able to attend the live competition this year, we did get a chance to practice with some local real cows. So Emily and Vince received a bronze rating, Sawyer, Mitch, Laramie, and Emily received a silver, and winning the entire competition in our district was Trent. Congratulations, dairy judging team.
Emery Blankspor, please make your way to the stage. Emery competed in the horse judging competition virtually this year. She received a gold rating and placed in the top 10 with other freshman members from the district. Congratulations, Emery, and we look forward to the in-person competition this fall.
An event that was actually always been virtual is the State Vet Science CE. Sam Van Otterloo, Ashley Fetters, and Emery Blankspor, please make your way to the stage at this time. This competition consists of 3 main components: creating a video demonstration of a vet skill, an argumentative letter about a veterinary practice, and a written knowledge test. They received a bronze rating. Congratulations, Sam, Ashley, and Emery.
Marcus Aaron, Isaac Alexander, and Mason Kelderman, please make your way to the stage. We were hoping to be able to go down to the Iowa State Meats Lab for this competition, but you all know why this just didn't happen this year. Instead, Marcus, Isaac, and Mason competed in the meats judging competition virtually this year in October. These 3 received a silver rating and are looking forward to going to the in-person competition in June. Congratulations, Marcus, Mason, and Isaac.
Darcy Alons, Emily Fetters, and Shauna Dekalb competed in the nursery landscape competition. Please make your way to the stage at this time. Normally, these three would get a chance to practice some hands-on nursery landscape skills, and we hope to do that this summer at Kirkwood. For this competition, Darcy received a gold, Shauna a silver, and Emily a bronze. Thanks, Shauna, Darcy, and Emily for your participation.
Will the two Ag Mech teams that participated at sub-districts and districts please make their way to the stage? Proving itself to be one of the most popular CDEs of choice, these members participated at the sub-districts competition this past February at West Lyon. Students competed in 5 different subject areas: electricity, wire welding, land measurement, structural systems, and skid loaders. In each of the subject areas, they had to complete a task as well as take 15-question tests for each skill area. Students were then scored by team and individually. Noah DeWeird, Ashlyn Holstein, Tayton Collis, and Keegan Van Serksum competed at the sub-district level and received a silver rating as a team. Individually, each placed within the silver-bronze category. At districts held at Lake Park, Sawyer Palma, Kyler Van Vorst, Ethan Van Manen, and Mitchell Fetters competed. They received a solid silver as a team and as individuals. Congratulations to this year's Ag Mech teams.
Would Eli Blankenspore, Connor DeGroat, and Cade Tiedemann please make your way to the stage at this time? These 3 gentlemen all competed in the Poultry Evaluation CDE this year at the state level virtually. The competition consisted of judging a class of broilers, take a multiple choice test, evaluate carcasses, eggs, processed chicken, and ready-to-eat chicken. While this was a fairly new experience for all of us, we enjoyed the experience and we received a silver rating. These 3 are also planning to compete at the state level in person this Tuesday. Congratulations to the Poultry Evaluation team.
Could the Floriculture team come to the stage? Shauna Dekalb, Emily Fetters, Amanda DeVries, Claire Bleeker, Ashley Fetters, and Emery Blankspore competed in the virtual floriculture competition. Shauna and Emery received a gold, Darcy, Claire, Amanda, Emily received a silver, and Ashley received a bronze. Members were quizzed over floral ID and production methods within the floral industry. Congratulations, ladies.
Darcy Alons and Alexa Klein competed in the Farm Business Management CDE. This competition consists of farm business concepts and objectives. They are tested in areas related to running a farm operation and understanding the assets and liabilities behind it. Alexa received a gold rating and Darcy a bronze. Congratulations, Darcy and Alexa.
If you took the chapter quiz this spring, please make your way to the stage at this time. The chapter quiz is an opportunity for second-year members to test their knowledge and skills in regards to FFA knowledge. We had 19 students take this 50-question quiz during FFA week. Mason Kelderman received a gold rating, Isaac Alexander, Eli Blankespore, Jenna Dibbett, Lane Dreesen, Trent Dykstra, Aubrey Fetters, Maggie Feikstra, Lily Hoffman, Megan Mulder, Cade Tiedemann, Hayden Vandestroot, Lauren Vanderplatz, and Keegan Van Serksum received a silver rating. Receiving a bronze rating were Connor DeGroat, Amanda DeVries, McKenna DeWeird, and Drew Prince. Congratulations, chapter quiz participants.
All right, if you took the Green Hand quiz this spring, please make your way to the stage at this time. Similar to the chapter quiz, the Green Hand quiz allows first-year members to test their knowledge of FFA within their first year of membership. This year, we had 18 members take the Green Hand quiz. Receiving a gold was Emery Blankespore, Ashley Fetters, Derek Heinen, and Vince Vanderkoy. Receiving a silver was Taylor Altina, Ryland DeGroat, Ashlyn Holstein, Noah DeWeird, Tayton Collis, Laramie Scroose, Braden Spronk, Case, how do you say that? Okay. Van Nieuwhuis and Sammy Van Allerloo. Receiving a bronze were Dylan Hannenberg, Lucas Koima, AJ Kamstra, Cameron Vines, and Jared Veldman. Congratulations, Green Hand members.
This is where we're at, right?
I hope so.
That was
Ready?
Let's wait till they go.
Do we actually want to? Or want to keep this one?
Should we start reading our next cards? Should we start reading our next cards? Because we haven't paragraph 2 yet before. Okay, yep.
This year there were 13 leadership career development events represented with 29 members involving themselves in these events. Our chapter participated in cognitive meetings, parliament procedure, reporter scrapbook, secretary scrapbook, treasurer's book, Creed speaking, chapter program, chapter exhibit, egg sales team, chapter website, and egg broadcasting and job interview. As your event is recognized, please make your way to the stage. You can go.
The Conduct of Meetings team this year consisted of Eli Blankespor, Hayden Vandeshoot, Lily Hoffman, Ashley Fetters, Trent Dykstra, Vince Vanderkoy, Laramie Scroose, and Cade Tiedemann. Each member of the team was required to memorize their respective parts, memorize and answer questions related to the contest, and complete 2 motions and abilities in 10 minutes time period. Some of the abilities that they could have been asked to demonstrate were table a motion, rise to a point of order, refer to a committee, receive and dispose of a main motion, and amend a motion. The objective of the contest was to not only get experience pretending to serve as an officer, but to also learn ways and procedures needed to effectively run a chapter meeting with motions and abilities. Yes, they can run for your future board members. The team received a silver rating at sub-districts competition. Please join me in congratulating our Conduct of Meetings team.
Should we start going?
Yeah.
Sorry. Darcy Alons, Emily Fetters, Alexa Klein, Lindsay Mosier, and Sydney Vanderpool please make your way to the stage and participate in parliamentary procedure competition. And this competition is a step up from Conduct of Meetings competition with similar concepts, just a little more challenging with more motions and abilities to understand. And yes, of course, here are among your future board members. Members of this team received a bronze rating at sub-districts and districts competition. Congrats to you 5 and thank you for participating in this competition.
Our chapter reporter, Darcy Alons, added to our chapter scrapbook this year for the reporter's scrapbook competition. Darcy spent many long hours putting together articles and pictures to compile in our chapter scrapbook. Be sure to check it out on the back table tonight if you get the chance. Darcy received a silver rating at the districts level competition. Congrats, Darcy, on this accomplishment, and thank you for documenting our chapter.
You can just put it. Emily Fetters participated in the Secretary's book competition. The objective of this competition was to put together a book detailing this year's past minutes and agendas, from meetings, notes, and attendance. Emily put her heart and soul into this book and really continued to put well together this record book. Emily received a silver rating at districts and 1 alternate to state. Congrats, Emily, and thank you for keeping track of our records so well and competing in this competition.
We
Levi Screws put together our treasures book this year at districts. Receiving a bronze rating, Levi put together a chapter budget, records, and receipts to reflect where we are financially as a chapter. Thank you, Levi, for your hard work. Great job.
Emery Blancaspor competed as our Creed speaker this year for our chapter. To compete in this competition, Emery memorized the first 5 paragraphs of the Ffa Creed written by E.M. Tiffany and orally presented the creed to a panel of judges Emery received a gold rating at sub-districts and districts, receiving alternate to state. Awesome job, Emery, and congratulations on your success.
Kendra, Sam, and Shauna, please make your way to the stage at this time. Kendra Winya, Sam Vanarlu, and Shauna Dekalb completed in this year's chapter program event. This competition is a presentation about all the activities and events that go on in our chapter and they are involved in. Members had created a presentation and present the presentation to the panel of judges in 10 to 12 minutes. And these 3 received a gold rating at sub-districts, districts, and are competing at state on Monday. Make chapter history. Congrats, Shauna, Sam, and Kendra, and good luck.
Do I read that?
I can do it. Amanda Veldeman will be competing in this year's chapter exhibit competition at state this year. And if you haven't got a chance, check it out and make sure you do. Amanda created this display. This display highlights one of our chapter's events, Agriculture Showcase, in her display. This display, along with 99 others, will be displayed and judged Monday at State Convention in Des Moines. Good luck, Amanda, and thank you for your hard work.
Sawyer Roosevelt competed in the individual agricultural sales event this year. To prepare for this event, Sawyer chose an agricultural good that he wished to sell. Sawyer chose to model selling a Kroy mowing tractor that he has gotten experience with himself. Using pamphlets, pictures, descriptions, and his sales skills, Sawyer worked to set up the situation to sell his tractor to a panel of judges. Sawyer received a silver rating at sub-districts level and advanced to districts. He then received a silver at districts level. Thank you for your hard work, Sawyer, and for trying this competition.
Similarly, this year, Darcy Lawns, Claire Bleeker, Trayton Sambolt, and Carla Wilberforce will be completing an egg sales competition at State Convention Tuesday. This event consists of 3 elements: a multiple choice test over agricultural sales concepts, a group sales pitch, and an individual sale. The product that they were given to sell is a beekeeping kit. While this was a jam-packed competition, we have confidence that they will do well. Thank you for your hard work, and good luck, Darcy, Claire, Trayton, and Kyler.
Lauren Vanderplatz competed in the chapter website competition this year at districts. Along with Jenna Dibbett and Megan Mulder, these 3 worked together to organize and update our chapter website. They even added a domain to our website this year so it's easier to access for our community. These ladies received a bronze rating. Thank you for your work.
John DeVries completed in the Egg Broadcasting CDE this year at sub-districts. John had to put together a 30-minute commercial, and then after 30 seconds, he put together a 5-minute broadcast of agricultural news, jokes, and stats, and everything else in between that you may hear on the radio. John received a bronze rating. Congrats, John, and thanks for trying this competition.
The last CDE that Western participated in this year was the job Interview Lde. To prepare for this event, Derek Heinen chose an agricultural job that interested him and was interviewed by a mock employer. Derek competed at sub-districts competition and received a bronze rating. Congrats, Derek. this time, we would like to introduce our guest speaker, Skyler Wheeler. He was elected in 2016 as the youngest member of the legislature at just 23 years old. Representative Skyler Wheeler is serving in his third term in the Iowa House. His district includes most of Sioux County. He is the vice chairman of the House of Education Committee. He is a graduate of Northwestern College and worked in sales prior to serving in the legislature. When he's not in session, Skyler enjoys coaching in high school sports and spending time with his wife, Jess, and their two kids, Addie and Stetson. Please welcome Representative Wheeler.
Thank you for that introduction, and congratulations to you all. Just for reference, because Kylie probably doesn't know this, you never tell a politician you get kind of an open mic. So I do have my timer up here to make sure I'm not going over. It's interesting when I go and I speak all the time. I always prepare a speech, right? This week things were a little slow in the Capitol, so I spent 2 days preparing a speech. And I write the speech again, and I write it a third time, and I start to go over it. And then I throw the speech out. And I throw the speech out because oftentimes what I've recognized is what people hate about politics is politicians just seem like robots, right? We get up, we give this speech that sounds like we've given 1,000 times, and it's not really from your heart. And when I was asked to speak to Western Christian, I thought there's probably no better place for me to speak about something that has really been on my heart for a few different years. And I'm not going to get up here and speak necessarily about myself. I'm not going to get up here and blast one part or the other or talk about different policies or things like that. Tonight I want to actually give something to our young people here at Western Christian to show them that you can be successful as a young person, how you deal with adversity, how that can make you a leader, and also how to basically stand on the shoulders of giants that have come before you. So I get asked typically to speak about policy, but specifically due to my age and also my belief, I get asked oftentimes to speak about God in politics or Christianity in politics, and then also about being a young person involved in politics. And I think that's very appropriate tonight, but I also want to give background, as I think it's important we all reflect and think, how did we get to where we are today, right? So one moment I'm in high school, all I care about is who the Seattle Mariners are playing, my ex-girlfriend's driving me nuts, I got prom coming up, and all these different things. And in a blink of an eye, all of a sudden I'm in the Iowa legislature. And it's really quite an incredible journey I think we're all on. So to back up, we'll back up to 2013. In 2013, I was in junior college in Aberdeen, Washington. So there's two famous people from Aberdeen, Washington. There's Daniel Bryan in the WWE. Some of these guys will deny that they're still watching the WWE, but they are. And there's also Kurt Cobain, so some of you older people probably know who Kurt Cobain is. And as I'm in community college, I want to play further in baseball, right? I want to go and finish at a 4-year, and I was driven to play 4 years of college baseball. And I'm going through a list with who is now my wife, she was a girlfriend at the time, on different schools and who was giving me offers, right? And I'm going through Doane, I'm like, who in the world named Doane University, Doane College, Dordt? I mean, I really couldn't wrap my mind around that one. If you're from Dordt, I love Dordt, but at the time I had never heard of Dutch Reformed. What in the world is Dordt? Waldorf and Forest City. So we're going through all these lists and came down to Northwestern and Dordt. Now I had never been east of the ground past Idaho. I'd always just been in the Washington area, the Oregon area, and Idaho. And so I ended up committing to Northwestern to play baseball and jumped in a car with a friend of mine who was out here and we drove. And I just remember hitting Wyoming and South Dakota, and I'm like, where in the world am I at? I grew up in Olympia, Washington. It's a city. There's trees everywhere. There's lakes. There's homeless people. There's all these different things. So I come into Orange City, Iowa, and it was culture shock, to say the least. But I felt so strongly about playing baseball. My identity was in baseball. I thought, well, I have to do it. I got to play 2 more years. And you fast forward to 2015. I'm graduated. Baseball's over with. Looking forward, trying to see what has God got in store for my future? What has God got in store? And got a sales job locally and started to think through, should I go to law school? Should I Should I continue down the path of sales? What is my future? And one of the things I did, and I encourage everybody over there to do it, is I just prayed and I prayed and I prayed, and I said, God, use me. God, what is it that you want me to do? And continued to pray, continued to work, trying to figure out what it was I was called to, and I got involved politically with the presidential campaign in Sioux County. And obviously it wasn't from the area, didn't know a lot of people. It happened to be the people I started to know were very politically influential and very politically active. And so as things moved along, fast forward to October of 2015, I met with my predecessor, and I had this burning desire for whatever reason to run for public office. I had never thought about it, never would have registered in my mind. And I remember the first thing he said is, you're 22. You're 22. We went through the whole list. At the time, I was 22 years old. I'd only been in Iowa for a few years. I was from Washington State. My last name is Wheeler. I don't have an ounce of Dutch in me. And I had just graduated college. But for whatever crazy reason, I felt this burning desire to run for political office. And so we had prayed about it, we had talked about it, and the gentleman had decided that he would step down and said, go for it. And so there I was at the crazy age of 22, running for political office. And what I want to talk about tonight is kind of that experience. And I understand that may not be the most interesting thing, but bear with me. One of the things that you guys have probably faced challenges on, and you're going to face challenges in the future, is you're going to deal with adversity. You're going to deal with people lining up against you. One of the things you probably hear right now, you're too young, you don't have enough experience. You need to basically wait your turn, all the different things that I had heard. And the approach that I took to it was, I don't care, right? I don't care what these people have to say. I feel this desire to run, I'm going to run, and I'm going to run like heck. It just so happens one of the people that I ended up knowing was Dwayne Alonzo's widow, Clarice Alonzo, who's no longer living here. She lives in Colorado, but she lived right around the corner from here. And God had lined up just the perfect people to assist me in this run. As I would run, I would knock doors in 0-degree weather. I would knock on farmers' doors. I told Kylie I wouldn't tell a story. I don't think the farmer's in here, but I was at a farmer's door, and this has already been in April, and I knock on the door. You never know what you're going to find. This guy comes up in his whitey-tighties. He's got a butcher's knife in his hand, and I just thought, what in the world am I doing? I don't know if you voted for me. I have no idea, but it was quite an experience. But I would watch God work throughout the whole process. I was up against two, really, really good men who had been in the community for a very long time, both Dutch last names, much more experience than myself. And I thought, I'm a little crazy, but I'm just crazy enough to just keep going. And I would have drawbacks, right? We'd see something negative written about you, and you'd have to try and deal with that, right? Do you let it get to you, or do you just say, okay, that's their opinion, I'm going to continue to move forward? But God would do interesting things. You'd have a really bad thing happen to you. Somebody would say something really bad about you publicly, and you thought, man, I'm going to lose votes from it. But then 2 hours later, you'd get a phone call from somebody saying, hey, I'm going to send you a $500 check, and you got my vote. And so I'd watch God work in these very interesting ways as I ran. But the challenge the whole time was, like I talked about, you're not Dutch, you're too young, you don't have enough experience. Can he actually win? Thankfully, in June, the voters of Sioux County had elected me as their Republican nominee for the general election. And I remember yelling over on 8th Street. I was at a friend's house watching the results, and I yelled loud enough I bet the whole town could hear me because it was so much work and so much energy and so much, just stress and all the different things that come with it. But I share that experience in an abbreviated way because I'm already halfway through my time, because you guys are going to face hardships. You're going to face adversity, whether it's in sports, whether it's in agriculture, whether it's in life, whatever you guys decide to do, you're always going to have somebody telling you you can't do it, you're not good enough. And you really have two choices. Either you can accept that, or you can say, no, I'm going to go ahead and beat this door down and figure out what I actually can and can't do. So I encourage you guys to push, and always push the limits and see how far you can go. But with that comes a lot of things that I've learned. I was elected, took office at 23. I was the youngest member of the legislature in the state. I was the youngest elected partisan seat holder in the entire state. And I would get to the Capitol, and you'd have a lobbyist, and we have, not talk about lobbyists, but there's lobbyists for everybody, right? Corn growers have lobbyists, pork producers have lobbyists, biofuels, all those guys. You'd have a 60-year-old lobbyist across the table from you talking to a 23-year-old trying to convince a 23-year-old who has power how to vote on an issue. And I always kind of started to think through my mind how bizarre that probably was for those people that were so much older than me. I would serve with gentlemen that were 3 times my age, that had been in the military, that had been, one of them had patents, was an electrical engineer. All these different, incredible things, and here I am, this young 23-year-old. And sometimes you do wonder, are you taken seriously? Are they listening? But as I sat and I learned and we worked through it, one of the things I would also encourage you guys on too is the number one thing that you can do to gain respect at a young age is you've got to be honest with people. You've got to tell them truly what you feel and what you think. And they will respect that, and people do respect that. I would go to meetings. I would be the youngest one there by 30 years, and I'd sit across, and again, you had people, this 23-year-old holds power over maybe their wallet or regulations they deal with in their business or whatever it is. It's an incredible experience. But how does that translate to your guys' future and what you guys can do as leaders? Well, I think one of the best things somebody can do if they want to be a good leader is they have to study history. They have to be a scholar and a student of history. And George Washington is probably one of the best people that you could possibly study. A lot of people think leaders are what you see in Braveheart, right, or Gladiator. They get up and they give this big rah-rah speech and then they go lead a guy into certain death, right? That's not what a leader necessarily is. A leader can be a number of different things, but one of the things I've learned is a leader has to be comfortable being uncomfortable. And George Washington was really good at this. George Washington's probably the only man in history who had no desire to be king. He had no desire to be the CEO of a country. He basically wanted to be left alone. But George Washington also knew when the country was being founded that he was the only guy that could bring the entire 13 colonies together to save all that they had just fought for. And so he got out of his comfort zone and served for 8 years against his will, and he would make it very clear. I think his second inaugural address was like 200 words, basically said, you're welcome, and then left. Leadership is different per person. It's different per situation. Leadership is listening. Leadership is quite honestly telling people things that maybe they don't like to hear. Leadership is never being a boss. It is never telling somebody to do something that you would yourself never do. And those are all different things I've learned in the legislature. But as I encourage you guys today, the other part of this that I would leave you guys with is finding your purpose as well. All right, so one of the things when I was gearing up and running, and I still do it now, is I would ask God, what do you want me to do? What are my talents? I always thought my talent was baseball. My talent's baseball. That's gone. That's out of the picture. Right? What are my talents? What can you use me for? And I would encourage you guys to pray that. And I leave you with a story, again, that I ask you guys bear with me with, and it's about a gentleman named William Wilberforce. And Wilberforce is my hero. He's one of the reasons I ran for political office. Wilberforce was a member of Parliament in Great Britain in the late 18th century, early 19th century. Wilberforce was elected at the age of 21 to the British Parliament. At the time, I believe he was the youngest. He had a lot of money, he had a great last name, and he kind of went down to London and just kind of partied, right? He was, this is great, I'm 21, I'm going to hang out with the high and mighty and get to know the king and all these different things. Wilberforce took a trip to Europe in which he was presented with the gospel, and he later converted to Christianity. And when he converted, he felt this desire to get out of politics and to go into the ministry, right? He wanted to be a preacher, wanted to be a reverend, whatever it was. But he was convinced by a number of other people that he could be effective in politics if he stayed in politics and fought for what was right. But he had no guidance. He had no real, strong theme keeping him there, right? He ran originally because he wanted to just be popular and have fun and drink and go gamble. Well, Wilberforce was later, about 7 years after he was elected, he was presented with a case for abolishing the slave trade. At the time, that was unheard of. Nobody had taken that stance. And he was just, I think, 27, 28 at the time. He was still one of the youngest members in politics. And he had been an avid reader of Scripture. He would pray all the time. He actually memorized Psalm 19, or 119, the very long psalm. And he prayed and prayed and prayed after he was given this task of trying to champion the abolition of the slave trade because it was so politically wrong, right? You had business owners that just despised it. You had all the different people with ships, and you just, you had some other things, people viewing people wrong based off the color of their skin. And after Wilberforce prayed about it, he eventually told this group, he said, I'm going to take up your cause, and I'm going to champion the abolition of the slave trade. And Wilberforce wrote in his diary something that I've never forgotten. He said, God has put before me two great tasks, right? One is for the reformation of manners, which we would call today reforming morality in society. The other one was the abolition of the slave trade. And Wilberforce took that task of abolishing the slave trade, and he made it his life's work. He spent 45 years in the British Parliament. They eventually abolished the slave trade, and he had set the ground, basically put the groundwork in to abolish slavery well before the United States did. And so I encourage you guys tonight, as that's been an encouragement to me, is to pray and to ask God and to seek what it is he wants you guys to do with your life. It may not be politics. It may not be ag, right? It might be something else. It may just be being a great husband or a great father or whatever it is. But I encourage you guys to ask that and seek that out, because I promise you the number one thing that you'll never regret is knowing that you're doing exactly what God sent you to do. And so that's my encouragement to you guys tonight. I hope sharing my story provides a little bit of that with you. And again, never let anybody tell you you're too young to accomplish what it is you guys want to accomplish. Thank you guys. I appreciate being able to speak tonight.
Skyler, on behalf of all the members and guests of the Western Christian FFA, we want to sincerely thank you for coming and sharing your passion for agriculture, Iowa agriculture, and the National FFA organization tonight. We are truly inspired and encouraged by your stories and working experiences. Please accept this gift as a token of our gratitude. We wish you all the best, and thanks again for your inspiring words.
During the fall semester, our chapter participated in a variety of fundraisers to ensure our chapter runs efficiently and effectively during the year. Our biggest fundraiser that we participated in this past October was fruit sales. 1 month, the members sold fruit, meat, cheese, cookies, candy across the county and even across states. Members required to sell at least 30 items during this time period. We were able to raise over $15,000 in sales and one of the highest selling chapters in the area. Thank you for your generous support. 3 members really went all out this year, and we would like to recognize them at this time. As I call your name, please come to the stage. Ashton Holstein was our 3rd place finisher. Emily Blankenspore was our 2nd place finisher, and Sawyer Palma finished 1st. Congratulations to our top fruit salesmen and women, and thank you for your extra efforts you put in.
There are a few individuals that I would like to recognize tonight for their dedication and involvement for our chapter. They have gone above and beyond in furthering our chapter, as well as providing insight and ideas to better our chapter. As your name is called, please stand up and an officer will bring you your certificate. While our chapter is still pretty young, there is still lots of room to grow. One area that we would specifically like to grow in and continue to is creating opportunities for hands-on learning, chapter involvement, investing financially for materials in our program, and community involvement. The Ag Advisory Council has been huge in continuing to create, grow, and better our future. Connie Koima, she's not here tonight, has been our head chairman for the past 3 years. Mike Gravengood, John Alons, Darren and Heidi Vandestroot, Dan and Dana Fetters, Marianne Bleeker, and Brian Roseboom have been a part of our Ag Advisory Council the past few years. Thank you so much to each one of you for your insight, guidance, and wisdom throughout some of our meetings this year. I definitely appreciate you, and I know my kids do too. Thank you for all you do, and I look forward to year 7 with you.
The Honorary Membership Award is an award given to those that have helped out our chapter immensely and we think deserve to be a part of our chapter as an honorary member. This past year, 2 specific individuals stood out among the rest as individuals that helped out in many ways throughout the school year. The Honorary Member Award this year goes to someone that has shown huge support for our chapter, working closely with us as we plan events, travel, and work to connect with our surrounding communities. This individual has helped our chapter flourish and run with ideas to make us better. This year's Honorary Membership Award goes to Mr. Verwolf.
Just one side note I'd like to add to Mr. Verwolf. He might be one to tell you too that when he came in, he's like, I know nothing about ag, Kylie. Like, I really don't. But you know, guys, he has been such a player in wanting to know what's going on, and he hops in and just has so much fun with whatever we're doing in the ag room every morning. He's like, what are you doing? Because every morning there's something different going on in there. So thank you so much, Mr. Wolf. We really appreciate you.
As an FFA member, members have the opportunity to receive 4 degrees as an FFA member. The first degree any member can earn at the high school level is the Green Hand degree. This degree recognizes first-year members in specific accomplishments during their first year. To receive the Green Hand degree, members must have complete the following during their first year: have a satisfactory supervised agricultural experience developed, demonstrate knowledge of the creed, code of ethics, motto, salute, emblem, official dress, and important dates in FFA history, complete 1 year of FFA membership, and completed an application that was reviewed by the officer team. Each of the following members fulfilled the above requirements, and we invite them to the stage at this time to receive their Green Hand degree. As your name is called, please make your way to the stage. Taylor Altena, Emery Blankenspore, Ryland DeGroat, Noah DeWeird, Ashley Fetters, Derek Heinen, Dylan Hannenberg, Ashlyn Hallstein, AJ Kamstra, Lucas Koima, Tayton Collis, Bryson Samble, Laramie Shrews, Braden Spronk, Vince Vanderkoy, Cameron Vaness, Case Vanienheis, and Samantha Vanaterloo. Congratulations to these 18 individuals for receiving the Green Hand degree. Our encouragement to you is keep growing, keep trying new things, and encourage those around you and new Green Hands that are coming next year. Thank you for involvement in your first year of membership. The second degree that FFA members can obtain is the chapter degree. To attain a chapter degree, a member must complete several steps in recognition of this degree. Some include involvement in agricultural classes, growth in their SAE projects, involvement in career and leadership development events, and evidence as a member that they want to keep growing forward. Members also had to fill out an application and complete the chapter degree requirements as given by the National FFA organization. Would the following members please make their way to the stage to be recognized for their accomplishment? Marcus Aaron, Isaac Alexander, Eli Blankenspore, Blake Bonestro, McKenna DeWeird, Connor DeGroat, Amanda DeVries, Jenna Dibbett, Lane Dreesen, Trent Dykstra, Aubrey Fetters, Maggie Feikstra, Riley Gravengood, Lily Hoffman, Mason Kelderman, Lindsay Mosier, Megan Mulder, Drew Prinz, Sawyer Roosevelt, Cade Tiedemann, Hayden Vandestroop, Lauren Vanderplatz, Keegan Van Zerksum, Amanda Veldman. Congratulations, chapter degree recipients. We encourage you to keep growing and keep striving in your overall experience as an FFA member. We hope that all of you will continue to grow in your passion for agriculture and strive to receive a state degree in the next couple of years. Congratulations.
After at least 2 full years of membership, involvement, and careful, attentive record keeping in their supervised agricultural experience project, and enrollment in multiple agricultural courses, FFA members are able to apply for a state degree. This degree recognizes the accomplishments in all areas of an agricultural program that the student has been involved in. To receive this award, members must go through an application process on the online system that all students here at Western Christian use, the AET. While it does take some time and a little bit of pizza, it is worth it. I would like to invite Kyler Van Vorst, Emily Fetters, Levi Scroose, Ethan Van Manen, Sawyer Palama, Mitchell Fetters, and Jacob Dibbett to join me on stage. Now, you need to understand something here. The state degree is the highest honor you can get at a high school level. And guess what? These 7, they made history in our chapter. Never in my 6 years have I had 7 students all in 1 year receive their state degree. So to get your state degree, let me give you a few rundowns of things to get to this point. Did I mention pizza? But actually, they had to get their chapter degree. They had to have been active for at least 2 years in an ag class. They had to also have completed 360 hours within their SAE project or earned at least $1,000 in their SAE project. So what I'm saying is they've worked a lot outside of school for this. They also had to know parliamentary procedure, which we practice at meetings. They also had to be able to have served as an officer or in a leadership role as a committee leader. They also have to have a satisfactory scholastic record in their academics. They do, parents, I promise. They also had to have been involved in the program of activities. They have done at least 5 different competitions above chapter level. They have done 25 hours of community service. Oh yeah, and did I say pizza? So I know it sounds like a lot, and you guys put in a lot of work. And I would say our mornings were pretty fun in the end, even though we had some technical issues sometimes. But it was really fun. So here's the cool thing. These guys on Monday, actually Tuesday, are gonna be recognized for what they do at state convention. And see these cool little chains on their hips? That signifies a state degree, which is pretty cool. Yeah, model it out, very good. So to say the least, Ethan, Kyler, Sawyer, Jacob, Levi, Emily, and Mitch, I am so proud of you. Like, I really hope you know that. You've blessed me in so many ways, and I'm just so excited to watch you guys get recognized on Tuesday. So let's give it up for these guys. Darcy and Shauna, could you join me on stage? Something else that's pretty cool that you might not know about is called a Proficiency Award. And what that means is they used their SAE project and they got an award for it. So let me put it in short terms here. Those of you all that maybe scooped poop a lot when you were growing up on the barn, you can get a Proficiency Award for that. Isn't that kind of cool? So these two, if you don't know a little bit about this, Shauna raises beef cattle, and she had the opportunity to be more invested with that, especially with COVID. And Darcy, she also vaccinates pigs, which if you need somebody, talk to her, she's good at it. So what they did is they also went through an application process, just like the state degree recipients did, that was, if not longer, than the state degree process. They had to track their records, they had to keep track of pictures, they had to do several things in their specific area. So Darcy was in agricultural services, and Shauna was in beef production and entrepreneurship. So these were then submitted to the state level, and Darcy and Shauna both received a solid silver rating. Darcy and Shauna, thank you so much for your work, and I guess we had more like dates, I would say. You were easier to convince without the pizza. I don't know. But anyways, I'm so proud of you guys. Congrats. All right, seniors, it's your turn. You get to come up here. Look how excited they are. So there are 12 seniors this year that have sincerely, and I don't mean this lightly, brought a lot of commitment, laughs, and effort over the past 4 years. So you guys will be given something. You can come stand on this side. Each of you have definitely brought me a level of enthusiasm and commitment to our chapter that just means so much to me. As you are recognized, just step forward so the crowd knows who you are, and I'm going to brag about you a little bit. Hope that's okay. Shauna, you sincerely have a joy about you that radiates. If there's anybody on this stage that I've traveled miles with the most, it's Shauna. Traveling with you has been so fun, and you have been one of my favorite people to watch grow over the past 4 years. Your joy for life and your kindness to welcoming new people will get you far. Sean. Ooh, all right, everybody can talk to him tomorrow. But anyways, so Sean, this is what I have to say about you. You are one of the most laid-back people I know, but I do appreciate it. Being so, you're one that always is on the go, but you also remind me to slow down and enjoy life. I can still remember a time in one of our Ag Power and Tech classes where you just stared at something while I was frantically trying to figure it out, and you're like, no, you just do this. I was pretty amazed. Mitch, you and I actually spent quite a bit of time together your junior year, didn't we? You probably got sick of me. But no, never. Oh, good answer. But here's the thing. You actually brought me a lot of joy seeing you continuously throughout the day because you were like a steady beat for me. I knew you were going to be there. I knew I could count on you. And Mitch, you're a dedicated guy who absolutely loves ag. And sometimes thank you for rolling with me when I put you in things you're not so sure about. You did great. Maggie, you, like Shauna, exuberate a lot of joy wherever you go. I'm grateful for your leadership and for pulling with me when we were some of the only girls in our natural resources classes last year. You know that was crazy. You definitely kept things in line. I appreciate you, your leadership, and willingness to try new things. Trey, well, what can I say? You won't do this to me ever again, but I guess thanks for now for making me jump out of my chair almost every day last semester. Seriously, every day. Thanks to you, I now need to get a bell or something in the doorway of the ag room so I don't have a heart attack. In all seriousness, though, thank you for your insight. We had lots of great, deep conversations that I always will treasure, so thank you. Hannah, while you haven't gotten a lot of time together over the past few years with our ag program, I'm thankful for the work you have done with your committee this year to promote our chapter around school. Thank you for your smile and your work that you have done. Sawyer, you are a natural hard worker, and I respect and value the hard worker that you are, and your ability to be straightforward and to the point when needed, even if it's sometimes meaning we have to extend a little bit of humor out of it. And whether or not you'll admit it or not, thank you so much for your dedication, leadership, and kindness you show to those around you. Trayton, you know what you're really good at? And he doesn't know this. People skills. You might not believe it, but I have always appreciated that you genuinely care about how I'm doing. Like you actually ask me how I'm doing, and I appreciate that. So Trayton, here's my point. Keep up the people skills. Is Connor here? Bummer. Well, if you do know Connor, he's a lot of good things. And what I do have to say about Connor is that kid has kept me on my toes in great ways. And what I have written here is even though he's always moving 100 miles an hour, usually in his mind though, you have a soft spot somewhere down there, and I know it. And you keep life fun and have provided me with a lot of new ideas. Ethan. If there's anyone that has put up a lot with me, it's this guy. Like a few of you up here, you've spent a lot of time with me the last few years, and boy, there's been some interesting memories and inside jokes that we could share. In all seriousness though, Ethan, you might not believe me, but you are kind, you are diligent, and you work hard even when you're frustrated with a welding project. Yeah. Skyler. Everyone needs a Skyler in their life. And I don't mean this in the weirdest way, but I mean this in the fact that if there's a weird situation going on or you need an opinion, go to Skyler. Skyler, in all seriousness, no, I appreciate what you do. I appreciate your values, that you like to have fun, and you're encouraging to those around you, like him when he's frustrated with his welding projects. Thank you so much for your hard work, your fun, and your help with so many random things I ask you to do. And last but most certainly not least, Miss Kendra. I guarantee that if you see Kendra, she'll start smiling, and she has a game plan in mind. She's a planner, just like me. Kendra, in so many ways you remind me of myself, and you have pushed me in so many great ways. You jumped all in this year, and it's been so fun watching you. So your biggest trait, keep smiling and keep planning. I'm so thankful for all 12 of you. And I pray that as you look towards the future, that Christ will continue to grow abundantly in each of you. Well, this is your last banquet. Good news for you. If you did want to be in it until you're 21, I won't tell anybody if that bothers you. In all seriousness, though, thank you for the past 4 years, and I look forward to watching you guys grow. Congratulations. The Dekalb Agricultural Accomplishment Award has been presented to high school seniors since 1947, highlighting the students' superior record of scholarship, leadership, and agricultural work experience. The award is presented annually to one FFA student per chapter who exemplifies scholarship, commitment, and work ethic. Every year, I struggled to choose just one from the senior class, especially since without any of them, they would not function as a team. This year's senior class, as you just saw, is pretty special to me, and the fact that they are very involved, they encourage underclassmen, and they genuinely have fun together. Most of the time, they usually say yes to things that they might not know about, but in the end, they usually have fun with it. This individual is one that isn't necessarily one that likes to be the spotlight, however. When it comes to getting things done, getting them done well and in a timely manner, this is your guy. With the variety of courses taken as an agricultural student and dedication to work on the farm and at work, this individual displays a level of enthusiasm for agriculture that I'm excited to see grow throughout his life. It has been a joy to watch this student grow over the years, encourage younger members to get involved, and check in with new ideas for the chapter. I'm so incredibly proud to announce that this year's 2021 Dekalb Agricultural Accomplishment Award goes to Skyler Wheeler.
I should be used to this by now, but I'm not. Marv and Helene Ritama are more than excited to offer a $1,000 scholarship to a high school senior at Western Christian High School pursuing a career in the agriculture industry. At this time, I would like to invite Marv to the stage to recognize our member that will be receiving this scholarship.
You know, there's a couple of things I'd like to get straight right away. And one of them is I'd like to get it straight with Skyler. He had me going a little bit about the butcher knife and the underwear. I knew it wasn't me when he got to the color of the underwear. That made me feel a lot better. Pretty impressive group over here, wouldn't you say, with all those blue jackets? Let's give them a hand. I gotta admit, Kylie, you kind of had me scared when you let the group go first tonight. You remember our first banquet? There was no food left after those. I remember having a bean sandwich. It was pretty good, though. You know, I look across this crowd and I don't know if any of you, I heard talk about the Ffa Creed, and if you ever get a chance to read it, it's on your internet, and it's kind of a mission statement for all of us people in agriculture. It starts out, I believe in the future of farming with a faith born not of words but of deeds, achievements born by future, past and future generations. And as I look here tonight, and I see the grandpas and the grandmas and the dads and moms, it's great. And I see our star chapter baby way in the back, and one day she could be president of this group, and it's really neat to see a crowd like this. I need to use my glasses. I've always admired the Western supporters for what they will grab onto when it comes to their kids. I've seen you people who didn't know anything about football embrace football and make a state championship team, and that's pretty impressive. And I also look here and I see that within a matter of 6 years, you've got 70-some members. There's schools that have been in business for 30 years that don't get that kind of numbers. And I guess, Miss Kylie, that's on account of you a lot, and thank you for that. I'll still never understand how anybody that short can have a football player brought to his knees. And she's good at it. God calls us all to be Christians, and he calls us in agriculture to be Christians. And when you guys go to Des Moines next week, you show them that jacket. It says Western Christian, and it speaks real loud volumes about, yeah, I love agriculture, and yeah, I'm a Christian. So don't ever be afraid and ashamed of that jacket. Have a good time there. I am going to announce the winner of the first ever Ritama Family Scholarship. And that was kind of a hard decision. And this year's winner is going to go to Shauna Dekalb. Thank you.
This year, the Scholarship Committee put together 5 $100 scholarships for the members that are interested in growing their supervised agriculture experiences projects. Members had to fill out 4 questions and will follow up by submitting their purchases with a brief discussion and photos of what they did with the $100. Please come up as your name is called, and the members this year will be receiving the $100 scholarships are. Our first recipient is someone who has been an active FFA member since day one. She has shown excellent leadership and has benefited our chapter in so many different ways. She has been an officer 2 years now, and she is planning on using the scholarship to buy some steers to raise and sell and bring to the fair. This first $100 scholarship goes to Emily Fitters. Our second recipient is someone who has jumped into FFA head first. She is involved in her very first year, and she is a great example to all FFA members of all ages. She is planning on using the scholarship to start and cut the cost of her SAE that involves breeding German Shepherds and selling her puppies. Our second scholarship goes to Emily Blingenspor. Our third recipient is someone who has decided to join FFA this year. He is very involved and is a great leader to the younger classmen. He is planning on using the scholarship to fix up an old tractor and get it running, and he hopes to be able to take it to school on Driver Tractor to School Day. Our third scholarship goes to Derek Heinen. Our fourth scholarship recipient is someone who took a leap of faith and decided to come to Western. This person is from Minnesota and has a long bus ride each day. He has jumped right in and is very involved. He is planning on using the scholarship to help cut some costs of raising heifers, soon to be cows, that would gain more knowledge. His goal is to gain more knowledge in raising calves and to do well at state and local fairs. Our fourth scholarship goes to Vince Vanderkoy. Our fifth and final recipient is someone who has a passion for engineering. He has been very involved for the past few years and has been planning to use this scholarship to start an SAE that focuses on research in different environments and feeds and how they affect chicken production. Our fifth scholarship goes to Riley Andinga. And then the second step to the scholarship committee this year is to create two $500 scholarships for two seniors that have been an active FFA member for 2 to 3 years and have shown great leadership and plan to expand their agriculture knowledge either by going to the agricultural studies or career following high school. When your name is announced, please come forward. Our first recipient is someone who has been shown great leadership in the past 4 years. He has done soil judging, AMEC, egg business, CDEs, and some of them more than once. He has helped us with tractor rides. He has received his Green Hand in chapter degree and will be receiving his state degree soon. He is planning on using the scholarship to purchase books and tools needed for his classes. The first $500 scholarship goes to Kyler Van Vorst. The second recipient is someone who has always been seen with a big smile on her face. She is very involved. She has been involved with FFA before she was even in high school. She has been a great leader throughout the past 4 years. She is involved in planning many different events, competing in many different competitions, and she is plans to use the scholarship to help pay for her tuition. This scholarship goes to Shauna Cam.
The Star MVP Award goes to a student from each class that showed a high level of participation, accomplishment, and superiority within our chapter. Each recipient was chosen by votes taken from our chapter members. This year's freshman MVP goes to an individual who dove in right away, getting involved with our chapter. Jumping into livestock judging, vet science, horse judging, floriculture, green hand quiz, top fruit and strawberry salesman, and Creed speaking. With her outgoing, smiley, sweet, kind, passionate, caring, and big heart for agriculture, this year's freshman MVP goes to Emery Blakespore. The sophomore member to receive an MVP award this year goes to an individual who has shown a great level of commitment, hard work, laughs, joy, passion for agriculture, dedication, and enthusiasm. This recipient was involved in livestock judging, chapter quiz, planning tonight's banquet, conduct of meetings, and serving as the committee chairman. With multiple new ideas for our chapter's future, a hard work ethic, and constant dedication, this individual is more than deserving of this award. Please congratulate our sophomore MVP, Hayden Vandestroop.
The recipient of the junior MVP goes to the individual that was present and or participated and at almost every event possible this year. This member goes above and beyond to accomplish so many tasks that some people don't realize takes so much time and effort. Humble, responsible, smiley, portrays a hard work ethic, and dedication are all words I would use to describe this person. Overseeing so much, always checking to see if there was anything that needed to be done, asking questions, attending state convention next week, participating in floriculture judging, parliamentary procedure, serving on the banquet committee, encouraging members through social media, and serving as our chapter officer this year. The junior class MVP goes to Darcy Alons.
Our senior MVP goes to an individual that shows a lot of humility, joy, bright ideas, and dedication towards the work that they do. Working diligently to accomplish tasks, make connections, and create a comforting environment, this recipient shows a lot of heart in their love for the FFA chapter and agricultural education. This member is one that is always striving to make you laugh, has a listening ear, and has a heart for the beef industry and the town of Dune and caring for those around her. From participating in multiple competitions this year and being involved in many events and activities, this year's senior MVP goes to Shauna Dekalb. The last MVP award is given to a member that has shown superior leadership, involvement, commitment, and enthusiasm to our chapter, no matter what the grade level. These qualities, along with significant involvement in ag classes and in their SAE projects, are a key factor to determining the overall MVP. And I should also add, was voted upon by your chapter members. Not only does our recipient show leadership and commitment to the chapter, but also shows strong work ethic and commitment throughout their work in class and in their SAE project. During class, this member encourages others to get things done, do the best they can, and have a little fun while doing it, even if school isn't his favorite thing. This individual absolutely loves FFA, loves Western Christian agriculture. The member is always on top of his game, making sure that everything is ready to go before it even should be ready. This member is also always brainstorming new ideas to give back, which was our chapter's theme this year, and asks a lot of good questions. This member has definitely shown commitment, dedication, and is an FFA member that loves agriculture and does a great job making everyone around him feel welcome, excited, and remembered. Please congratulate our 2020-2021 Star MVP, Levi Scroose. Shauna, I'll tag team for you on this one. At this time, we are going to watch a slideshow over our year, so just give us a second to get that down, and then we'll announce our raffle winners.
Next. Do I just go on to the next one? Pick another one. Okay. Yeah? Yeah? Okay. Okay, and the next one is 66266605. Yeah. And the first basket will be 6626509. And we'll bring these baskets to you. For our next basket, 6626510. Oh yeah, I guess those numbers are like right next to each other. It's the same person. Mhm. The next one is 883765. And we have a winner. This one? Yep. The next basket is 5211070. Over there. Then we have 5211388. And over here. Okay. Our next basket is 88366621. Right here. Get it? And then we have 5211298. It's the same one. Oh. 5211. Right there. All right. Oh. This one's weird. 125226. I haven't seen a hand yet. 125226. The next one is 66266631. That's 66266631. In the corner. The next one is 125134. And the last one, the grand prize, thank you, is 848153, which is Marlis Nettinga. Yeah. So thank you all for doing the raffle if you did, or just overall supporting our FFA chapter in that.
Thank you so much for your support in our raffle. I did not rig the final prize, just throwing that out there. All right, officer team, would you join me on stage, please? This year, each of you have put in an enormous amount of work that I am so appreciative of. You've been so graceful towards me, each other, and towards the members of this chapter that it has made my job just so much fun. My prayer is that each of you had as much fun as I did this past year, because it was definitely a memorable one. While I'll give them hugs in between, we'll applause for all of them at the end. Maggie served as our chapter chaplain this year and has led us during chapter meetings and devotions and prayer. Maggie has also encouraged and promoted activities each month and assisted wherever else she may have been needed. She's a driven individual who absolutely loves to grow and get outside of her comfort zone sometimes. Her role as the chaplain this year is absolutely perfect, and you really did a great job, Maggie. Thank you so much for caring about those around you, reminding us to have fun, encouraging people to join FFA, and for representing us well. Thank you for serving as our chapter chaplain. Shauna has served as our chapter Sentinel for the past 2 years. The Sentinel's duty is to make others feel welcome, update the chapter activity board, and encourage member involvement in and outside our chapter. Shauna might tell you, too, that a big part of her job is filling stomachs with pizza at meetings each month. If any of you know Shauna, though, you know that Shauna wants to make you feel like you're at home. She generally cares about how you're doing and wants to have fun. Thank you, Shauna, for your positive attitude, your diligence in following up with tasks and activities that need work, road tripping with me and my mom, and caring personality. Thank you for serving as our Sentinel. It's not uncommon to see Darcy stop into my office with ideas, thoughts, and questions. Anything in which to improve our chapter. Darcy is a driven individual who has taken the reporter's role this year to the next level. If you follow us on any of our social media sites, Darcy's the one that does that. And the newspapers? Oh yeah, she does that too. She's creative, works hard, and always strives to encourage others to be involved with the creative ideas that she comes up with. Thank you so much, Darcy, for sincerely knocking the reporter's position out of the park this year. Levi has also served as an officer as the treasurer for the past 2 years. His position isn't necessarily an easy one. I mean, he is the only male up here. But he does rock it really well. And I also have to say, though, that Levi and I actually share something. We're not that great at math, but he loves this, and he's good at it. Levi also does a great job staying organized. He's always in there checking on what bills need to be paid, and he's willing to do the extra work to make it look great. Levi, you have sincerely done an amazing job as our treasurer the past 2 years. You're hardworking, you're diligent, you're kind, you're respectful. Thank you so much for all that you do as our treasurer. Miss Emily, serving as our secretary also for the 2nd year. This girl has put in an enormous amount of work behind the scenes. She creates systems, documents, and notes that make our chapter better. She has an awesome foundation to go off of, as she's had many amazing secretaries before her. But Emily has also taken all of those things and improved them to another level. She develops our chapter meeting agendas, she takes attendance, she makes flyers, keeps track of members' involvement through our point system, organizes students into committees, and yeah, she does a lot of the behind-the-scenes work. Emily is also one of those people you can always count on. She's always in my office. She's always developing something that she's maybe afraid of at first, but she goes for it. Emily, I sincerely thank you so much for your caring heart. You've grown so much in the past 2 years, and I'm so proud of you as our secretary this past year. Serving as our vice president this past year and also has been on the officer team for 2 years is Miss Claire. As a vice president, Claire's duties are to assist the president in maintaining order, keep everyone in line, serve as a head for our committee involvement, represent our chapter at our Ag Advisory Council meetings, and help out wherever needed. Claire is kind of like an Energizer bunny. Even if she might not think that, she has something about her that just gets you excited. Claire, you've done a great job this year promoting our chapter, checking in with committees. I think we would all agree that committees went better this year. Thank you, Claire, for your work, your passion for agriculture, for pigs, and your laugh and desire to encourage others to be involved. Thank you for serving as our vice president. And of course, Miss Kendra. Kendra served as our chapter president this past year. And Kendra's duties are to serve as the face of our chapter, oversee it, and work closely with Claire regarding committee involvements and the leadership of our team. Kendra is unique in also the moment that she decided to dive in this year, which has been so fun to watch because I've learned that Kendra is not afraid to try new things. She's willing to put her toes in and maybe be a little bit scared about how the splash is going to come back, but she goes above and beyond to get things done well. She's committed, she's dedicated, she does tasks well, and I am beyond grateful, Kendra, that you decided to take the leap. Thank you for serving our chapter as our president this year.
We actually got Mrs. Nettinga a gift as well for all she's done, not only this year, but our seniors past 4 years. You've been a big impact on all of our lives. So this is from all your FFA members.
So this might take a brief second because they have to come back up here, so. Oh, I was gonna let you take your photo and then, but that's fine. Sorry, miscommunication, it's fine. As they are coming back up here, the last thing, as you can see for our evening, is we gotta put together a new team. This year was the first year I've ever had 10 applicants apply. And let me tell you, and I'm not kidding by this, and Michael can attest to this, the amount of hours that I spent discussing and going over in my head who is going to serve as our team this year, along with another team, has been a challenge in a good way. So this year, each of our officers are going to announce our new officer team. As your name is announced, they will guide you to your new officer position for closing ceremonies.
First, we will announce next year's chaplain. As the chaplain, it is their duty to ensure that our membership may be mindful and in need for spiritual development. It is their responsibility to provide for a spiritual presence in the development of our membership and foster positive moral participation in the activities of the chapter and lives of our members. Serving as the 2021-2022 chaplain is Ashley Fetters. Yeah, you can come up on stage.
As the Sentinel, it is your duty to see that the door is open to our friends at all times and that they are welcome, to care for the meeting room and the paraphernalia, and strive to keep the room comfortable and assist the president in maintaining order. This year's Sentinel is Keegan Vincertsum.
As the reporter, your job is to strive to inform the people in the chapter community and state about happenings within our chapter. You will be a part of keeping a record of all things that occur within the chapter and creating a chapter scrapbook for the past, present, and future members to enjoy. This year's reporter is Darcy Alons.
As a treasurer, your duties are require you to receive, record, and deposit FFA funds and issue receipts. You must provide reports and monthly meetings, collect dues, maintain accurate records, and maintain close contact with Connie. Our 2021-2022 Western Christian FFA treasurer is Hayden Vanderstroot.
The secretary keeps an accurate record of all meetings and corresponds with other secretaries throughout the county, state, and country. As the secretary, it is your duty to make sure agendas are prepared for each meeting and the secretary's book is updated each month. This year's chapter secretary is Emery Blankenspore.
Something different to the vice president's position this year is we have added an officer position to fit the specific needs of our chapter, strengthen even further amazing leadership characteristics within the team, and divide up a few of the roles within the officer team. This year, there are 2 vice presidents. Both will assist the president in maintaining order and overseeing the chapter when the president is absent. Our first vice president's focus will be towards calendar activities, coordinating chapter activities, developing members to observe parliamentary procedure, serve as a chair for all chapter activities on the calendar, work to establish chapter goals, and serve as the head of the Greenhouse Committee. Our first vice president is Emily Fetters. Emily's co-vice presidents this year will be in charge of coordinating and leading all committees, developing younger members, assisting the treasurer with budgeting goals and investments, and working closely with his co-vice president. I am pleased to announce that this year's second vice president is Levi Screws. As the president, you serve as the face of our chapter and leader to members, parents, and the community. Your duties require you to lead monthly meetings according to parliamentary procedure, appointment committees, evaluate the program of activities, work closely with your co-vice presidents, and represent the chapter as a Christian and leader of our chapter. It is my honor to announce and install the 2021 to 2022 Western Christian FFA President, Claire Bleeker. It is an honor to be an officer in FFA. From time to time during the year, you may encounter difficult problems, but through cooperation, hard work, and dedication, and steadfast trust in God, you will succeed and the FFA will prosper. Do each of you accept the responsibilities of your office, and will you do your best to uphold the ideas and principles of the FFA with a Christian perspective? If so, answer, we do. I now declare each of you properly and duly installed in the respective office to which you were elected. May your year of service be marked with integrity, dedication, and a cooperative spirit. Seek harmony among your fellow officers and set high standards of leadership and integrity for all chapter members. Will the retiring officers please escort the new officers to their stations?
I would like to remind everyone that immediately after the ceremony, gather around the stage of the event center for a chapter photo. Following the photo, please help us in cleaning up and returning materials to the egg room. I would also like to invite anyone who would like to take a look of the projects the chapter display in our scrapbook in the back. And for the newly elected and retired officers, we have an officer meeting Wednesday, May 12 at 8 a.m. Madam Secretary, do you have a record of any further business which should now be transacted?
All members need to report to the stage area for a photo following the banquet. Secondly, all need to help clean up tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Does any member know of any new or unfinished business which should now probably come before this meeting? We are about to adjourn this banquet of the Western Christian FFA chapter. As we mingle with others, let us be diligent in labor, just in our dealings, courteous to everyone, and above all, honest and fair in the game of life. Fellow members and guests, please join me in a salute to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I now declare this meeting adjourned.